Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode we had the draft and re-sign stage. We also actually did simulate through our free agent signings because I completely forgot that I was pre-recording episodes still, and I thought I was literally on to the next episode already, but then I realized I didn't end the prior episode yet, so a little bit weird. But anyways, if you didn't catch the last episode, the draft was nice. We got ourselves that franchise player with the first overall selection, which is very exciting. We also decided to let go of long-term players, Jaqueezy. We also let go of Scarlett. So there's been some overturn with the roster. We also traded away Burfist at the draft. So the team is definitely going to take a little bit of a step back, I think, but I think it's something we needed to do. We also have a lot more cap flexibility, which is nice because at the moment we have $22 million in cap space, and we only got these two RFAs to sign. So pretty happy, at least the fact that we have been able to free up some cap space. Obviously, we could do more so technically if I was to trade away somebody like Aiden Irving, but like I said in the last episode, he's kind of the heart and soul player of this team, so I would prefer to hold on to him until he retires. So will be interesting to see what our team's looking like in terms of our lineup next season. Right now, Marsh is pegged in as potentially a third-line left winger, which is kind of interesting, but we'll see where we end up slotting him in once we get to the part of the regular season. But we have a lot of good wingers. Our center depth still looks good. Our defensive core is definitely a little bit weird because we did just sign 3 guys to contracts, those being Kress coming back again, Couturier as a free agent, and Zikov as well was brought in, as well as this Clarkson guy as an enforcer depth defenseman. And we do still have DePenta, who is waiting for his contract. So our defensive core definitely not super strong like it used to be back in the day, but it is part of the business that our team will fall apart eventually. And obviously now it's kind of weird as well because Vandermeer is our top rated player on the roster. And our lowest rated player at the moment that is a roster player is probably Kang. He's probably going to be a depth forward. And Bomick might be another depth forward as well, depending where Aiden Irving slots into this team. But there is that, and I think we're ready to continue to simulate. We also decided to sign a new head coach, so I'll see if he's actually a good fit for us at the start of the season. If not, maybe we'll bring in a different coach as well to shake things up a little bit. And Ottawa's actually trying to get Aiden Irving from me. That's actually kind of hilarious because I didn't think there'd be any teams interested in Aiden Irving based on his cap hit, but Ottawa's willing to give me 2 second-round picks for Aiden Irving and a third. So basically, to take on Aiden Irving, they want an extra third, which is kind of interesting that it's only that much. But I'm not trading Aiden Irving. He's just too much of a player that I really like here. So even though that's a nice offer, I will not take it because I need him to retire as a Winnipeg Jet. I mean, if I was to trade anybody to him to anywhere, it would be Ottawa probably. But I want him just to retire with this club and potentially go on another chance to win a Stanley Cup. Obviously, we have a lot of good shooters on this team, so I don't even know if he's going to be on a power play unit. I think he might be on the second power play unit this year, and Marsh might take his top spot. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes up. And then also our 5-on-5 lines, how they shake up too. Like, Aiden Irving could end up being like a third-line guy for this team, which is kind of weird because obviously he's always been a top 6 guy for us, mostly a first-line forward. So, but I think he could still put up good numbers based on last year's regular season. Like, he might be a low overall, but you can see some low overalls like Alex Ovechkin sometimes when he's like a 79, still put up like 40-goal seasons. So I would not be shocked if we actually get some good numbers from Aiden. All right, so in terms of our RFAs, let's get these guys signed up here. So Harrison, 2.225, great little contract for him. DePenta was trying to get $8 million, which was ridiculous. He's dropped his asking price to 4.45 as a pending UFA. I'm expecting DePenta's going to have like somehow like a 60-point season and then want to get paid big bucks in the offseason, get paid big bucks by a team, and then he's going to end up not playing as good anymore. That's my guess. But 4.45 for a guy that's only at 79 and only had 20 points in 49 games last year. And I don't know why he's trying to get paid as much as he is, but it is what it is. He might have to walk to free agency rather quick. So both of them are on board. Good to see. And it'll be interesting to see what our lineup is looking like. I'm excited to see if... I think we're going to have good forward depth. I think defense is definitely the main thing that's up in the air, as well as the goaltending situation. But I think we should be a pretty solid team. Wow, Aiden Irving's literally a 4th liner on the team right now. That's interesting. So goalies, Kalinin and Nash. Kalinin is actually listed as a starter now, so I guess Nash will be the backup, which is interesting. And then it'll be Phillips and Lynch in the AHL. Okay. Those are all the defenders I wanted up here, I think. Kopecky has jumped to a top 6, and same with Fawcett. How the heck is Fawcett a top 6 already? As a 77. That's a bit strange. He's got great passing stats. I'm going to wait till next season to bring him up, because he has never even played an AHL season yet, right? Yeah, he hasn't. He literally jumped to the AHL. He would literally jump right to the NHL. That's kind of insane. Yeah, I probably would prefer to keep those guys down there. Technically, I guess I didn't need to sign Couturier, because technically Kopecky could be that guy. Or Zykov didn't need to be signed. Huh. Well, I'll keep it like that for now, but Kopecky is probably going to make the NHL next season at least. So defense looks good. Offense, is there anybody to call up? Nobody on the right side of things. That's okay. Left side of things, is there anybody to call up? Leclaire isn't ready yet, but he's getting close. Yeah, Matthew Leclaire is another exciting prospect, I guess. Same as Zajac. Zajac is already listed as a depth forward and also does go through waivers. That's kind of insane. Huh, as a low 6 prospect. I wouldn't mind using him as a depth forward, but I don't think I need him. We technically could call up one more player. So either a depth defenseman or a depth forward. And in centers, anybody needs to come up. Holmquist. Holmquist should probably be up here. Do I want to scratch Holmquist, though? Probably not. Bomick would be the one that gets okay to be scratched. So I'm going to call it Bomick as that other depth forward. Holmquist is really close, though. He could end up being coming up in this regular season. Alright, so let's adjust our lineup here and see what we got here. So it wants to go right now with Marsh, Ekholm, and Bulbrook. I prefer maybe Kawasari. No, actually doesn't seem to work that well. Bulbrook's a shooter, though, too, so I was thinking about putting a playmaker up there, but a sniper, playmaker, power forward is a good combo. I could put Blunden up there as well, technically, instead of Bulbrook. That might be something, because Marsh could play left and right side. That doesn't have as good a chemistry, though. So, we'll go still with that. Walters, oh man, Esteban Walters still a guy that might have to get flipped at some point. His contract is getting pretty rough for a guy that's a third line forward. Yeah, he's going to have to stay on that third line and get some power play time, I guess. Bohms is in the center. He's going to go over to the side. Harrison, yeah, literally Aiden Irving's going to be a fourth line guy. This should be his last season, so I know he's making $10 million bucks. You could yell at me all you want, but he's going to be a fourth line guy for us, and he's going to get power play time potentially too, if I can find a way to slot him in. Damn, man, that's pretty rough when Aiden Irving's jumped down all the way to that. Let's go power play and see what we got set up here. So Vandermeer, Bulbrook, Bickle, Marsh, Ekholm. Let's go with Marsh at the point instead of Bulbrook, though. Just because Marsh has that heavy slap shot. Power play number 2. Who would I not want on this power play? Trying to see. Probably Waters or something like that. Could be a PK guy instead. So I'm going to go with Blunden up here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Blunden up here. Does Blunden or Kawasari take faceoffs? Kawasari kind of can. So I'll get Kawasari down the middle. Blunden on the wing. Waters could be there. Vernarski's going to come off. He's going to be a PK guy. And instead here is where I'm going to go with. We have already depended on that. I'm going to go with Aiden Irving on the point. Because Aiden will help out at least with some of the offense on the PP a little bit. Do I want to take Waters off the power play? Is there anybody that would replace him? Is Bickle already on the first power play unit? He is not. I know he is, actually. Never mind. I didn't see him there for a second. Okay, got to double check. Make sure our top offensive guys are on a power play. Esteban Walter needs to be on this power play. That's who needs to be on a power play. Yeah, Walter is going to have a little bit of a tough time here. He's going to be on the second power play. Hypothetically, I could put him on the first instead and get Bickle onto the second because Ekholm's already there. Let me take a look and see if that makes it better. Because I do want Walter to still get a lot of goals and stuff, and he was good last year on that first power play. Doesn't fit it super well. Maybe I'll just keep that actually with Bickle then. Yeah, I guess we'll go with something like that for our power play units. Looks pretty good. Got rid of the minus as well. And his second unit here, I guess we could go with something like that. Who's not the one that's not fitting his power play? Oh, it's Kavusari here. Let's go with Aiden Irving in on that spot too. We got to get Aiden Irving as much ice time as possible still. Because I know he could bring offense still, even though he's dropped off. I just know he can. His defensive ratings aren't as good anymore, so he's probably not going to get PK time like he used to. Bernarski, Vandermeer, Harrison, Kress. Marsh getting PK time is okay with me too. Alright, I don't mind it. Do not mind it. Alright. Let's keep the rest of that the same. And let's see what our current coach's scheme fit is like. I also needed to make sure the AHL lines are adjusted to too, so I'll do that quickly. But first and foremost, how good of a fit is this head coach? Because we didn't get a good look at him during the regular season. 63, that's not too bad. Is there any better options out there than a 63? There doesn't seem like any higher rated coaches. There's another 63 here, but he's also probably an associate. Yeah, there's not really anybody else I would bring in. So I think we got our coach, which is good. Just got to make sure our lines are adjusted in the AHL so that way our top prospects are getting as much ice time as they possibly can. But based on the looks of our team, I don't think we look that bad. The defensive core is still pretty questionable, I would say. Like, the chemistry isn't really there either, so I think our defense might struggle a little bit. That's one thing for sure. So we'll probably look to upgrade that at some point in the next few episodes, or like next episode. Goalies in the AHL are good. Phillips and Lynch, we saw that. Is there anybody scratched? Enland, he's one of the low elites, so I probably should have him in the lineup over Begris. Oh man, this head coach in the AHL does not have good chemistry. Holy crap. Unless I could find a way to get rid of these minuses, which might be, yeah, rather tough. Maybe I should find a new AHL head coach. Holy. I was not expecting the chemistry to be that bad. Offensively looks fine, but defensively not so much. Let me see if there's a better AHL coach out there, potentially. Because obviously the development is still kind of important at this stage. AHL head coach, how good of a fit is he? 51. Ew. That's not the best. Let's go AHL goalie coach. Is this guy a better fit? Let's see. Byers. 57. He is a better fit, technically. And an Eichel, our former guy. Not goalie coach. I don't want to go there. I want to go AHL head coach. 54. So I need still an AHL head coach. So I guess we will go with Byers as the head coach because he was the one with the best fit, right? Yeah. And then Neuwirth is probably going to stay as... Actually, Eichel will be the associate, I guess. And you could be an assistant. We still need an NHL goalie coach, actually, so we're going to assign some more coaches. Because I do need a goalie coach just to make sure our goalies are actually simulating well. So we want to go teaching grade, and we will sign probably you as our goalie coach, even though you're definitely not a goalie coach. We'll sign you up because we need goalie coaches to make sure our goalies get the best work they can. And you could be the AHL goalie coach. That way we get some development potentially too. Alright, so we'll see if those coaches accept, and I think we're pretty much ready to actually start simulating already, which is good. Maybe it was good that I already did those free agency parts in the last episode. I actually should check where Jacquezie and Scarlett signed, so we'll do that here briefly. Just got to see if these coaches accept. Holmes is in. That's the NHL goalie coach. There's the AHL one in Malik. Perfect. Okay, so where did Jacquezie and where did Scarlett sign? Because those are the big ones, of course, that we let go of in the offseason. Jacquezie was spelled like this, right? Like Joaquez? It was like... Yeah, it was like this, I think. Whoever has that last name in real life is goated, though. He signed with the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, so he's staying in Western Canada, at least. 3-year deal at 9.655 for Arthur. He will be rocking the number 39 as a member of the Oilers. That looks really strange. 5th round pick of ours, man. He was such a good steal, too. It really sucks that we had to let him go, but at the same time, it's part of the business. We got to do what we got to do. And where did Scarlett sign? Jimmy Scarlett. the defenseman. He probably got like he's probably going to end up being like a healthy scratch somewhere and getting paid a lot of money, my guess. So Jimmy Scarlett signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins on a 4-year deal at $5.9 million. So his asking price dropped down quite a bit, but he does sign with a team that has been relatively good as of late, I think. Actually, I can't take a look, obviously, at Pittsburgh stats through his card, but I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh's been decent. So there is that. All right, so we are finally ready to start simulating. I'm excited to see what this franchise guy does. I think he could definitely be what propels us into a playoff spot again this season. We are going to get a lot of offense from guys like him, and now Aiden Irving got thrown right back onto the block. I do not like how the game just auto-adjusts your block at the start of the regular season and all that. Kind of annoys me. But we will just remove everything from our block because we are not trying to trade away any players like Aiden Irving. We're trying to win a Stanley Cup here. I know we're technically out of our window of opportunity to potentially win more, but we've won so much, and we want Aiden Irving to get another chance at a Stanley Cup before he retires. Even if that's just with our organization, which is a bit of a risk. Because trading him to a cup contender would be good, but obviously at the same time, I want him to retire as a Jet. There's just no way about that. If the only in like future years of like you could say, hey, sign a 1-year deal or something, or 1-day deal to retire as a member of the Winnipeg Jets, kind of like Eric Stahl did with the Carolina Hurricanes, that would be nice. Because I would have done that with Aiden Irving for sure, because he deserves to have his numbers in the rafters at this stage. All right, let's see how we do in the preseason, and then we'll simulate like a month at a time. And if our team starts to not do good at all, we might have to look at some adjustments, of course, especially on the defensive side of things. But I think it should be a good season ahead. All right, so preseason we go 6-1. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's not. Hopefully our regular season is good too. Blunden led in 12 points in the 7 games, so Blunden might have a huge year this year based on that. Never know. How did the franchise guy play in his first preseason? 9 points in 7 games, 6 goals in those 7 games. I am very excited to see what he does this rookie season. I think he could end up breaking like an Aiden Irving record too, which would be insane. Because the most goals right now, I think, actually maybe not an Aiden Irving record. Actually, he could potentially break an Aiden Irving record for most goals in a season. But I don't remember if there was actually rookie goal records. He could technically break like a record by like Timo Solani, like 70 plus goals. I could easily see that. But it really depends on his line mates if they'll set him up good. But it looks like we had a really good preseason. Irving even had 4 points in 7 games. Only the 1 goal, but I honestly think he could do really well this year despite dropping off a cliff. But by the end of the season, he honestly could be like a 75, which is not great for a $10 million man. But I think, like I said, I think this is going to be the last year of his career. Because last year I was thinking it would be the last year of his career. But most of the time when guys drop off so much, they retire at 36 or so. So I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to call it quits at the end of the season. Which will be pretty sad, though, even if he is technically a big cap hit right now. All right, let's go to the end of this first month of action. Hopefully we could stay healthy as well. That's another thing with Aiden Irving, is he could get injured a lot this season. But I'm honestly hoping that he has a full game, or full season like he did a number of years ago. Last season, obviously, he missed a big chunk of games, so that was quite detrimental to his confidence, but he was really good still. Leclerc's already been injured in the AHL. That's not ideal, considering that's a top 6 forward prospect. Off to a little bit of an inconsistent start in the NHL, but kind of expected a little bit. Who was the one that was scratched? I think it was Grimes, right? Where was Leclerc playing? Where was Leclerc playing? Trying to see. Oh, it was where Bigris is for sure, because Bigris is a defenseman. I knew there was definitely something that would be a little bit off. Perfect. Okay. Still, yeah, like a little bit inconsistent. Last 2 games of the month, another win and another win. Okay, 6-3 in the first 9. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's good. And let's do another month and see if we could stay above 500. I honestly think it should be pretty easy for us to make it back to the playoffs, but you never know. Oh, that might hurt us a little bit. Ivan Kalinin has been injured with a mild concussion. He will not be back till November 11th, so till Remembrance Day. So we will have to call up, oh my goodness, we have to call up Phillips again. Wasn't Phillips called up last year? I think he was. Yeah, he was, and he played 1 game. He did win it, but he was not very good. So a 68 is coming up to the NHL. That's kind of strange. But it has to be done. It has to be done just because of that injury. Because last year, Bergqvist was injured a little bit too, right? I think it was last year he was. So we'll get Phillips in. Nash will get to play some more games a bit because of that. And boom. All good and ready to go. At least it's not too long term of an injury. There's a win. There's a win. There's a loss. There's an OT win. A 9-7 win, and Kalina's back. Our team seems to be doing really good offensively based on some of those games. Did Phillips play any more games this season? Let's see. He did, and he also played like trash, but he won the game. Like, this guy literally has no losses in his career, but he's got a goals against average of 5. At least he's playing realistic, but still, jeez. That's funny. He gets sent back to the AHL. He doesn't seem to be developing that well, but he was a low starter. So, we'll get Kalinin back in, which is nice. Perfect. He is still not fully healthy, but he should be relatively soon. And Phillips back in the AHL. Perfect. Good to go. And now Kalin's fully healthy. And now I have no idea what's happening in terms of the sim. There you go. We're still doing really good. We're 12-4. So this team is definitely going to be a playoff bound, I think, at this point. Actually, now we're losing games. So I should be a little bit careful with what I'm saying. There you go. Just be careful, boys. Don't lose too much games. Bryson Waters has been injured. We'll go replace player. Ooh, yeah. Now we're losing a lot of games since I said that. And 15-8-1-0, still really good. We are first place in the division at December the 1st. We'll probably go to the halfway point of the year. Who is leading us in points right now? Ludwig Ekholm, 31 points in 24 games, which means the franchise player is probably playing really good, considering that's the top line, my guess. We are currently one of the better teams in the league at the moment, at this point. So let's just keep on going till we get to the halfway point. And like I said, the rest of the next episode will probably be the second half of the season simulation. The episode after that will be the first round of the playoffs. Okay, so how much games do we have this month? 7, 11, 14, 15 games this month. We've already played 24, so we're almost at the halfway point by January the 1st. So let's see how we are doing this month. We have been sliding a little bit as of late. So hopefully we can find ourselves. Waters is back, which is good. Aiden Irving's still 79. Kang, who's scratched, technically should be in the lineup. He's probably not happy that he's a scratch, but I do not want to scratch Aiden Irving. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of problematic with Kang. We could end up flipping him for a defenseman if we really need to. But I know he's going to maybe complain a little bit about ice time. Okay, our team is definitely still falling off a little bit, but we are still having some good wins, which is nice to see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're still playing good enough. We have been a little bit inconsistent, but we're 21-12-2. We can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. Yeah, 24-12-3. We're literally still first place in our division, and that's by a 7-point margin. We have played the most amount of games in our division now. So we got 2 more games before we're at the exact halfway point. So let's get through those 2 games, and then we'll take a look at some player stats and all that. All right, so at the halfway point, we are 26-12-3. So off to a great start this year. And Ekholm already has 50 points halfway through the year. So Ekholm might be a 100-point player with Marsh next to him, which will be interesting to see if Marsh is going to hit 100 points in his rookie season, because that'd be quite an impressive number. So let's look at the standings here so far halfway through the year for our team. We are currently the first place team in the entire league. However, we have played way more games than Columbus, who's second, and Washington, who's third. So that's probably why. But if you go based off points percentage, we are still the third best team in the league. So we are still a really good team. And offensively, we are the second best offensive team in the league. Not a surprise. Goals against per game, we are kind of struggling a little bit. We're outside of the top 10 in defense, so we could be better defensively, as I was kind of expecting. So maybe that's something I look to upgrade in the next episode. Power play percentage, our power play is one of the better ones in the league, top 10, 25%. Nice. And our penalty kill has been really bad. Okay, so our penalty kill without Aiden Irving on it anymore has been really bad, 77%. So our PK and our defensive play needs to be worked on. We're really good on the road, kind of average on home ice. 7-1-2 in our last 10 games. All right. Let's take a look at some player stats. This will be exciting to take a look at. So, what do we got here? So, in terms of our centers, Ekholm on 50 points in 41 games. He's been fantastic, of course. Bickle on 38. He's also been pretty good. He's been pretty good considering he's only 85 overall. He's just been good. He's also got one more year left of his contract after the season. So, yeah, that kind of scares me. He might not want as much money. I don't know. Vernarski on 12 points, -6. Not too bad, I guess. Left wing side of things, Blunden on 44 points. Pretty good season from Blunden. Actually, really good season. 26 goals already. But there is Brian Marsh in his first season. Already on 22 goals halfway through the year with 39 points. So he's right around point per game. And he's on pace for a 40-goal season to start off his NHL career, which is pretty nice. So shout out to Brian Marsh, who is up to an 87 after only a little bit of simulation. Jeez. Okay. I see you there, Brain. He is also a +24, so yeah, that top line's doing really good. Harrison on 23 points, +15. Once again, not averaging a ton of ice time, but he's picking up points. Yeah, Harrison's been actually not that bad. Last year he had 55 points, and that was while averaging less ice time per game. All right. Walter on 22 points. Oh, boy. Yeah, Walter's definitely a trade candidate at some point. If we want to upgrade our defense this season, we could trade away Walter right now, but he's only on pace for a 20-goal season and 44 points. Walter's been one of the worst players I've seen in terms of development. Like, he went from 46 points to 76 points, so it looked pretty promising. But his ice time just hasn't been the same or something, and he's just really struggled. Like, he's really good on the top power play, but if he's on the second power play, he's not going to do as much. Wow. Bohm's on 15 points, +17. Really like Bohm's play. Kang's only played the one game. Hypothetically, I could get Kang in if we did trade away Walter this season, but I don't think I'm going to trade him this season unless there's a good defender out there to replace him with. Because, yeah, obviously having to pre-record the next episodes kind of suck about that. Vandermeer, 30 points in 41 games. He's off to a great start. He's also +20. DePenta on 22 points halfway through the season. He's trying to make sure that he gets paid big bucks this offseason. Like, 22 points really isn't that insane, though. Like, 44 points on pace for. It's good, but $8 million? Kress, 19 points, +16. Zekov, 12 points, +15. Backer, 10 points, +6. And Couturier, 9 points, +15. Some of our defenders have been pretty good so far, but DePenta's definitely not been out there for... He's been out there for a lot of goals against, I guess. And then goalie-wise, Kalinin hasn't been that great, to be honest. He has been kind of struggling, but his playoff numbers might be better. And so far, Maximus Nash has been good. So, goaltending has been a little bit up in the air, but that could be because of the defenders. Alright, so there's our player stats at this point in time. Actually, did I take a look at Aiden Irving's player stats? Because I don't feel like I did. Did I even look at Aiden Irving in the right-hand side? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Yeah, I definitely didn't. I think I skipped over right wingers somehow. Bulbrook had 47 points. He was fantastic so far halfway through the year, which is great. Kavusari on 42 points has been great. That's why I gave him that contract extension. I think that's a nice little price. But Aiden Irving's on 15 goals and 24 points. Say what you will. Obviously, he's a 79 overall, but he's not getting that much ice time. But he's all on pace for a 30-goal season, which is pretty impressive. So, obviously, 4 of those goals are on the power play, but despite the lack of ice time, he's still having an okay year. And he's over 1,200 career games now, over 700 career goals. Yeah, I'm still happy with Aiden Irving's performance so far this season. And Waters on 21 points. Like, Waters is getting outscored by Aiden Irving right now, which is kind of insane. So, there is that. And is there anything else I want to take a look at? Maybe the trading block. Maybe the trading block just to see if there's any defensive upgrades. But, yeah, next episode's pre-recorded, of course, and then the episode after that will be pre-recorded as well. So that means regular of the regular season and potentially first round of the postseason. Because likely at this rate, we're a playoff team. And former goalie Logan Scarlett's on the block. I don't need to bring him back, but that's kind of funny. Is there any good defensemen that are worth trading for? I'll probably look more in next episode again, but just to see preliminary what is out there. Some forwards, nothing insane. Hey, look, this guy won the Vezina a few years ago. He's getting paid almost 10 million bucks as an 81 who's in the AHL. Why are you playing him in the AHL? God damn, he was so good a few years back. And he's already dropped off so much that they don't want to play him in the NHL. That's actually kind of insane. If he wasn't getting paid that much, I would definitely maybe try and rescue him because he won a Vezina before, but that's nuts. Let's see. Is there any defensemen that are really crazy good that could help our team out? Because I think that's the one thing we could look into is upgrading the defense a bit because that PK hasn't been good and our goals against hasn't been good. Conan is an offensive defenseman, but $9.8 million, and he's also not picking up a lot of points. No thank you. No thank you whatsoever. There is a starting goalie in Vancouver, but he's already 33 years old, so no, not going to do that. Palin's on the block with 1 year left. Do I bring back Dennis Palin? Do I bring him back? He's getting paid a ton of money, but we have the cap space. I don't know what the asking price for somebody like him would be, though. I'm going to actually take a look at that right now, what the asking price would be. It's probably going to be like top prospects, and I'm not going to be able to do it. But bringing back Palin would definitely solidify our defense quite a bit. Like, I could hypothetically trade away Esteban Walter in a trade like that, but I'm not too sure if that's something I would do or not. Let's see. What do they want for him? London, Vernarski, and Nash. That ain't going to happen. Bulbrook, Kress, and Waters. Nope. Cabo, sorry, Kress, and Harrison. Nope. Ekholm and Harrison. Nope. Bohms, Kress, and Nash. Not going to happen. That's kind of crazy offers to get an 89 guy, overall guy that's dropping off probably soon. Well, Dennis Palin's definitely not coming back at that asking price, but I'll definitely look for more defenders in the next episode. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we will simulate the rest of the regular season. We might make some defensive upgrades. And then hopefully our team obviously makes it back to the playoffs again. And it'll be interesting if we do make it back to the playoffs, how long this team can be in the playoffs for. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.